himself.
Totally. Hey, by the way, we're on. Hi.
Hi.
How is everybody?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing just lovely, thank you. I'm sitting in a room that looks clean from where you're all sitting.
We believe you.
Yes, thank you. The desk, however, is a different story.
I don't
won't
believe
show
that
you
the room was ever not clean.
Why's that?
Oh, okay. Wait. I guess there were stacks of things, but still.
Well, there were many stacks of things. But there are fewer stacks of things now, and they're all off camera, so it's all good. So, we have been not doing this for, like, better than a year now.
Has it really been a year?
Yeah, all of 2015.
Oh, I guess so.
We did
Yeah.
absolutely nothing, because we said sometime in December of 2014, hey, why don't we take a break? We got the holidays coming up. I'm sure we're all busy. We'll restart sometime next year, and we never did. So
We did, just not sometime next year.
Yeah, 2016 respawn.
It happened to be the next year.
So we just had a long respawn period.
Exactly. You
People
didn't
were
say.
farming us. What were we supposed to do?
All right. So, do we have anything in particular we want to start with, or are we just BSing like usual?
I
Yes.
think we're just BSing.
Well, there's always Star Wars.
There is always Star Wars, but that's probably going to be a long discussion.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, would like to point out that Mr. Tom Miller has this beautiful white arcade cabinet sitting behind him, and I'm sure he would love to tell us all about it.
Ooh.
It's a beautiful arcade cabinet.
That is a good story.
And what game is it?
It actually has a Raspberry Pi in it
Of course it does.
with a MAME emulator and a bunch of different games. My current favorite game is Time Pilot.
I don't think I've actually played that one.
I have not.
I cycle through various games.
What was the cabinet originally?
It was Galaxian. It's a 1979 Namco Midway cabinet that was Galaxian. It still had the documentation for setting up the dip switches and everything on the original PC board, printed circuit board, not personal computer, because personal computers didn't really exist. And, well, I guess they technically did, but not as we know them, kids.
Yes.
Um,
Ask your parents; they'll tell you.
But it didn't have the Galaxian board. It had a 60-in-1 arcade cabinet thing with really crappy sound. So I said, I bet I could get a Raspberry Pi for $30 and make a better arcade machine, which is exactly what I did. So
Which pie is in there? Which pie?
The new one.
Raspberry.
The new one.
Well, yes, raspberry, obviously.
The Raspberry Pi 2.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I like pie also.
Everyone knows the peach pie is superior to the Raspberry Pi.
I can't agree with you on that.
I'm not a fruit pie person. I like pecan pies and that sort of pie.
Yeah.
I like lemon pie.
Oh, yes.
It's delicious.
Banana cream is absolutely the best pie there is.
I would accept banana cream in a pinch.
But if we're not talking fruit pies, because banana pie is really the only fruit pie I like all the time, then probably pumpkin or sweet potato.
Ooh, sweet potato.
Yes, yummy.
I was hookless,
You were hookless? Oh.
and now I am hooked.
We tend to do that to people.
Yes, if they stay long enough to not run screaming.
That's right. So, because two members of our Hangout right now seem to be working on other things, would they like to tell us what they're working on?
I'm making a dragon. I don't Does this require further explanation?
Well, if you want to explain further, you certainly can.
I can't. Well, this is a wing.
Ooh.
It has really cool spiny things. And I used two different yarns, one of which is a metallic yarn, so it has this pretty kind of metallic-y, dragony effect. And then the body, I did the same thing, but with a different color of the metallic-y.
Ooh, that's neato.
That's a dragon. That's a wing. And I have legs around here somewhere too.
Are these going to end up on Etsy or some such?
Eventually, I hope to be able to produce them fast enough that I want to sell them. And I'm kind of at this point playing around with the yarns, the metallic yarns, because I think they're really cool, and I bought them basically because I saw them and was like, I need to make dragons out of those yarns. Um, so
Makes sense.
I have this wing that I made, like I said, with 2 colors, and then I did a test wing also in just the metallic yarn, and it's pretty neat in terms of color, but it's a little bit limp.
Hate it when my wings are
It
limp.
doesn't really hold. It doesn't look like it has a spine the way the other wing does. Now,
Could you insert something in it?
yes, I could probably put pipe cleaners in the you can see that it has kind of lines that look like wing bones.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually thinking it would be cool to make a whole skeleton out of white pipe cleaners, and then have them and then if you can see it through whatever, it doesn't matter because it's the skeleton, and so it's supposed to be white.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. So right now I'm mostly just playing around with the yarns and the pattern because like his tail, I wanted a hooky tail, so I'm kind of messing around with that as well.
Neat.
I like the idea that he can kind of bend and look at you.
Aww.
Staring into your soul.
Hello, hello. I am Smaug.
That doesn't sound anything like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, who
It
says
wasn't
a
supposed to be
Cumberbatch?
Benedict Cumberbatch. It's supposed to be Smaug.
He's the voice of Smog.
In
Can I-
one.
Yeah, in one iteration, sure.
Can I tell you a dirty little secret?
You can. Well, it's not going to be a secret for long if you tell us.
Yeah.
I haven't seen all of The Hobbit.
Can I tell you a dirty little secret?
Please, Tom.
I think you're lucky.
I don't think that I have.
It's. Boy,
I saw
it's
some of
long.
the I saw some of the motion capture of Benedict Cumberbatch doing the voice, but
Peter, did you just say, boy, is it long?
Yes.
I think you just perfectly summarized the entire Hobbit movies.
That was the intention.
Holy cow, they were
Because-
rough.
It's like not a big book.
Mm-hmm.
Long movies, not a big book. They really had to stretch and add and pretend and make shit up as they went along.
So do we think that was a studio thing? Did he just get lucky with Lord of the Rings, or...
I think he got excited about being able to tell the story and decided to take the Silmarillion and just shove it into The Hobbit. And one of
Yep.
the great things about The Hobbit was that it
Wasn't
didn't
the
have,
Silmarillion?
it wasn't the Silmarillion. Well, it
Because
wasn't
nobody
even
would want to watch that movie.
it wasn't even Lord of the Rings. I mean, Lord of the Rings was harder to read and longer and more unwieldy than Hobbit. So yeah,
I
I
mean,
think yeah.
I mean,
I
you
think he
consider
wanted
with, I mean, you consider with Lord of the Rings, you got big books, and they still had to cut shit out. It even to fit it in the gigantic extended versions.
Nobody cares about Tom Bombadil.
God damn it, I care about Tom Bombadil.
That's what I said. Nobody cares about Tom Bombadil.
Aw.
Oh, because I'm nobody.
Yeah, you know I'm kidding.
All right,
You're just an easy mark.
that's for damn sure. All right, Jenny, what are you working on?
I'm coloring.
You're coloring. Okay. And here, I thought you were doing something all really crafty.
It is. I bet she's adult coloring with fancy pencils and yeah. See,
Say something, Jenny.
say something so we can see it big.
Oh, okay. So, my sister got me a coloring book and pencils for Christmas. So, first I had to organize all my pencils based on color group.
As one does.
Right. Because I'd hate to start in a blue-green color block and then accidentally put something like brown in there. Yep.
Yeah,
that's what
because
we did.
that would be just the worst.
Do you find it therapeutic?
I love it.
Do you?
It's so calming.
I see. I don't understand how this is a thing. Only figured out until like last year. When I was in college, we bought coloring books all the time. Like that was how we detoxed.
Yeah,
We were
so
like,
I
okay, time to
at grad
color.
school, I bought, like a SpongeBob coloring book, like you do,
Right.
and
Mine were mostly Disney.
I colored a bunch of SpongeBob pictures, and people are like, "What are you doing?" And
And
now
you're
it's
like, I'm
normal.
coloring. Duh.
Exactly. I grew up with little sisters. I knew when I was in high school, and they were coloring, and I could color with them. It felt good.
Yep.
Right. And,
My college roommate was an early childhood education major,
Oh.
so we had to color for her homework. It was super important.
of course. Well, I'd have to go all the way out to the living room to get my coloring book. So that's a long way away.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Because my house is really big.
Bigger than mine.
True.
So, Peter, what have you been up to?
About 5'8" ish, plus or minus, maybe
It's
a
an
half inch.
oldie but a goodie, isn't it? Huh?
About
Yes.
how big I've gotten up to.
No, I thought we'd already determined you were like 23 feet tall, Jim.
Oh, right.
So jeez.
When I get down to my human size, I mean.
Okay. Not a heck of a lot of really exciting stuff. I got signed up with a firm doing baseball scorekeeping, like kind of professionally-ish.
So they pay you now
Yeah, they pay me like $30 a game.
for this
Like
thing that
minor
you've
league,
done
or-
for.
Yeah, minor league stuff.
Fun.
Scorekeeping, not referee, though, right? You're
No, not
looking
umpiring.
Yeah. You have to go to school for that, I think.
For umpiring, yes.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you have to pass a test or something for scorekeeping?
I had to do an example game and then went to a couple like test games, basically.
Huh.
But I've been doing it so long myself anyway. You don't really care how you do it on your own paper. They just want to make sure it gets put into their software accurately after the fact.
Gotcha.
So are you certified with the National Association of Baseball Scorekeepers, or NAMBLA?
I really don't think those are the same thing.
Oh no, it's Baseball League Association. The Baseball League of America.
And no, I have no official certifications in such a thing.
You seem like you took a lot of trips this summer during baseball season to go to various games.
Yes, I did. Yeah, first went over and said hello to Jim and Jenny. And Jamie couldn't join us for some reason
Nope.
because he didn't like us.
Yeah, he left the state so he wouldn't have to be here.
God, that's extreme.
I
It's
know.
totally extreme. Yeah, and then I went up and said hello to Katie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I went up and said hello to Katie again. Katie's a
And
good person to go to ball games with.
Do all this to practice for your test.
No, just because.
Does he sit there with a little notebook and make little notes?
Yes, he does.
He didn't take notes at our game.
No,
But
because
you know what? We took the boys to one of the games and they thought it was super cool that like he's explaining to them what all the things mean, and they were just entranced. And then he bought them peanuts and now he's their best friend.
Oh wow.
totally.
Peanuts will get you far in life.
Yeah,
That easy, huh?
Yeah,
It's
pretty much.
Totally that easy.
my kids can be bought for peanuts, literally.
Really, any food will do.
Most foods.
Well, there are probably a couple that won't work, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like if
broccoli.
you brought them sardines.
they like broccoli. Sardines? No, sardines they wouldn't eat. No.
have they ever tried sardines?
Would they try sardines? No, the can would open and the older one would go, "Oh my God, it's killing me! What is that smell? It's killing me! I'm dying! Take it away!" And you think I'm exaggerating? But
No, actually, I don't think you're exaggerating. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Would they like them in a house?
no, they would not eat
Would
them
they
with a
like
mouse.
them with a mouse?
They would not eat them here or there. They would not eat them anywhere.
Hmm.
They do not like fish in a can. They do not like them, Tom. I am.
That doesn't sound definitive. I think they need to
You do not like them, so you say.
Try them, and you may.
Okay, this light is hot, or the wine, but something.
Or the combination of the
Or
wine
all
and
of the
light.
above.
Yes. I now understand why Russians drink vodka. Like, for real. You know, like, growing up, you hear, oh, Russians drink vodka to stay warm. Yeah, but you know what? Seriously, when I'm cold, if I have, like, a half a glass of wine, I'm good.
Very cool.
So what have you been up to, Tom?
I have a new band.
Wait.
What happened to Wake the Pilot?
I was just going to ask that.
Do I get points for knowing what it was called?
You do, actually. Sure, you get Wake the Pilot points. There were some,
Good for
So
what?
last year.
It was just a personnel thing. I mean, there were people who liked the idea of being in a band better than they liked being in a band. Yeah,
Practicing is hard.
it is, and there were just issues there. So we're on a temporary, permanent hiatus, and I have 3 other projects at this point. So, are you all right, Katie?
My horns got in the way.
If we've learned anything about hiatuses, it's that you can get back together. We did.
Yeah, you come back better, stronger than ever. You can go to soundcloud.com/stilted-band, STILTED-band.
Did you want to start this back up again so you could advertise for your new band?
Because you know we have such a wide audience.
Yeah, because the 3 people who listen to this would not see a message on my
Martin,
Google Plus.
Andrew. Guys, we forgot to say hello to Bruce.
Oh, Bruce.
Oh.
Hey guys, is Google Plus dying?
Aw.
I don't think
I don't
so.
think a dead thing can die, can it? I mean, like, I guess you can kill a zombie, technically, but...
I think they're trying to kill it because they're making it harder than hell to use.
It's really unintuitive these days.
It is.
I can't do anything. I tried to comment on a post the other day, and I think it made a post on my stream instead. I'm so confused. I don't even understand how it happened.
Mm-hmm. It gets so annoying with the iOS app that I don't even use it anymore. I just go to the webpage.
And that might be the problem. I was on mobile, so who knows what the hell I did, because the mobile app is just a complete...
I actually don't have a problem with the Android app. Maybe I'm weird. I don't know.
Well,
or maybe I've just not tried to do things that I'm not allowed to do anymore.
Maybe that's what it is.
What makes me curious, though, is that I have not seen a single person say anything positive about this new Google Plus. Like, and usually when there are things that are just changes, but they're just changes, and, oh, I don't like this just because it's different, you'll always get people who will embrace it and say, yeah, it's different, but this is working or this is working. I haven't seen any of that.
Well, that's because that person is usually me, and I've been really busy.
Okay. Well, you need to get on that, I think.
The one positive person.
Because everybody's very down on it.
Well, so literally, I'm trying to find this post now that I thought I commented on, and I can't on the mobile app because searching is completely borked.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me see if I can, see if I can figure out how to do something like that.
Okay.
No, I don't think I can. See, got it right here. Let's see if we can.
So I found... Okay. I have found the post in question by searching for the person who posted the post. So had I not known his name, I would have been SOL.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, from the web interface, you can actually find all of your activity.
Okay. See, I think I find the web interface actually more annoying than the app. But that's because I'm like just so blissfully ignorant using the app that I have no idea what I'm doing, so I don't even know how badly I'm screwing up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I've only been using this platform for like 4 or 5 years. There's no reason I should understand how to use it.
Right.
Because, you know, using things is overrated.
And I don't think that my comment appeared on this at all. I think
Yeah,
it
mine
literally.
sometimes appears. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it appears twice.
Oh, if I can interrupt us all for just a second.
I'm sure you can.
Well, I'm capable, yes.
Good job.
In fact, from here, I could mute all of you, but I'm not going to. No,
Oh
I'm
my
just
God, he's mad with power.
totally.
He's just mad.
Well, that too. I just wanted to point out that we do actually have a viewer right now, and that viewer is posting questions for us.
Oh, it's
Hi, Martin.
Hello.
See, I didn't even have to say who it was.
We
Where are
love
the
Martin.
questions? I
Yes. All right. So I'll just start at the top here. It says, "Welcome back to the interwebs GXG crew. Just one question. Should statements still be given in the form of a question?"
Of course.
love it.
You teased him too much, guys.
All right. But the answer, as always, Martin, is yes.
Now you've
Well,
broken.
The answer to what?
Life, the universe, everything.
Well, that's 42.
You're
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Silly. Okay. All right. And Martin is also commenting that he doesn't think it's dying, referring to our dying G plus comments yet. But he also adds, but their current efforts to Redditize it or Pinterestize it may end up causing it to die.
But they're not Redditizing it. I mean, the thing about Reddit is that it is stupid simple. I mean, Reddit is as basic. I mean, you could have had Reddit in 1996.
Okay. As
Yes.
somebody who has never actually used Reddit except to read threads that have been linked, I have no
Yeah.
idea how Reddit
So
actually
you've
works.
used Reddit. The only thing you haven't done is popped up a little comment box and typed in a message and click submit. Once you've done that, you've encountered the Reddit experience.
That's it. Yep.
That's the entire difference right there.
So are there communities where people know each other and?
On Reddit? Yeah.
Yes.
Totally.
Okay.
It's like the Ars forums almost.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just not as pretty.
It's not as pretty, and there's a lot.
But I mean,
there are a
essentially,
lot
it's
more subreddits.
yes, it's gigantic. But essentially, it's just a bulletin board for posting things you like and then talking about them. I mean,
Which is basically the internet.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Well,
But I
no,
mean-
sorry. The internet is really more a series of tubes.
I really don't see my comment on this. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I tried to comment on this. It posted instead to my wall.
What was the thread about?
Star Wars.
Oh, Star Wars. I like the Star Wars.
So the comment on my wall, apropos of nothing, that says something about Star Wars, was supposed to be a response to Charlie's Geek Question of the Day before yesterday.
Ooh, well, let me go look at it.
And I really, I thought maybe it did a cross post or something since it was public. It decided to put it on my wall too, because, sometimes they do weird things about putting things on your wall.
Mhm.
But I don't see my response on Charlie's post.
Okay, hang on a second. We have another one from Andrew Ward. Mr.
Who's that?
Andrew Ward. I don't know, but here,
I'm
I'll
pretty
read
sure
this.
he's been a guest
Oh,
before.
yes.
We should
Here,
I'll go
probably
ahead.
bring him on.
I'll go ahead and read this. I'm going to have to fix it a little bit because he kind of fucked up when he wrote it.
Oh, you mean like not putting it in the form
Yeah,
of a
those,
question?
those, those are periods, but I can fix this.
Oh.
Not a question, but I'm watching as well? Just got done shoveling snow for 2 hours?
I missed you so much, Tom.
The answer to both of those are yes.
Yes.
We all watched you shovel snow.
Snow? You had snow? It was 70 degrees here last week.
Here too.
Granted, now it's
Yeah.
50, or 30, or I don't know. It's cold.
It was
I
about
guess-
60 today.
We went from 38, maybe 32, probably 34, to 85, and then now
Hike! Hike! Hike!
no.
I don't even know sports, but
Well, you know enough.
I know how to fake it.
That's right.
That's the key to life, boys and girls. Knowing just enough about things people care about to fake it.
That's how I made it through 2 seasons of fantasy football.
Have you won?
I got second place, and then I had the most points, but I got second place. And then the next time, this year, I got the second most points, but I got fourth place.
Wait, how do you get the second most points but still get fourth place?
Because for
Maybe
the
I just don't
bracket,
understand the
for the
fantasy.
brackets for the final, it was 1 versus 4, and then it was 3 versus 2, and I was number 2, but I played the number 3 team and they beat me.
Gotcha.
And so then 3 and 1 played, and then I played team 4, and then they beat me, which was very upsetting. Oh no, I played team 1.
Yeah.
I'm completely
Yeah, because they
confused.
lost.
I
They
am
lost their
super
first
confused.
playoff game. So one guy got first place all the way through, and then he lost in the second to last playoff game, so he could only get third or fourth.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous.
Hey, how did you do in fantasy baseball this year, Jenny?
I don't think I participated in that.
Yes, you did. you didn't do anything with it, but you did technically participate.
No, if I don't win or come close to winning, then I don't participate. Yep.
Okay.
It was bad. I didn't realize you had to put so much effort into it. Like, you had to think about it a lot.
Well, gee, that's more than I usually do, but then again, I don't usually do very good, so.
Okay, we have another question from a Mr. Martin Watson. What is a sports? and I have the answer right here. I'm on. The first thing that came up in Google was UrbanDictionary.com.
Here.
A very
Sport.
authoritative research.
Yeah, I think this will
Sports, go
answer.
sports.
Sport, the name your dad calls you by that makes you feel like a total loser, which you probably are anyway. Synonyms,
Okay.
champ, chief, etc.
So, you have your answer.
Very nice.
I can't say my dad ever called me anything like that. Hey, you sometimes. Dumbass.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Not champ or loser?
Or Jesus Christ.
But Dad! Jesus Christ!
Exactly.
My dad never called me anything. My mom, though, I'm the youngest of 6. So my mom always called me Coy, Robert, Kurt, Rachel, Susan, Thomas.
Yes.
I'm the oldest, and my mom she gets me and Emily mixed up, and then Deidre and Amanda mixed up. So she'll be talking to Emily and tell her stuff that Emily did, and Emily's like, "I'm Emily." You mean Jennifer? She's like, "Oh right," and then she'll tell me stuff that Jennifer was doing, and I'm like, "I'm Jennifer."
Yeah, there were a couple times where I was called Ed, but it didn't happen very often.
That's the name of the mailman, right?
No, I really don't think so.
Ed is also the goofy hyena in Lion King, so, there's that.
I didn't remember their names. Very good.
Okay, this is the GXG. So let's bring it around to some geekly pursuits.
What's wrong with the Lion King in geekly
Yeah, I think
pursuits?
Lion King was pretty geeky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Animated Hamlet reboot.
No, I just wanted to know what you guys were into this year, over the last year.
Well, this year so far, not much.
Let's see. Current game that I'm playing is Clash of Clans because it lives in my phone and I can carry it around with me, and because some of my friends from Maryland play it. And I totally got duped into playing WoW again for a little while.
Duped?
Yes, because my BFF said she was going to play, and then her life got super busy and she didn't play, and so I had to play for a little while because I had already paid for my subscription. But then, when it became very clear that she was not going to play, so long story short, I have 3 garrisons, only 1 max level character, and that's my main, and then I jumped back out again. But
I don't understand something about WoW.
okay.
It seems to me that Blizzard is sitting on a cash cow, and they're just sort of letting it die. I know the subscription numbers have been plummeting over the last year or two.
I think what they're actually doing is milking it so hard that it can't sustain itself.
Yeah, but couldn't they pull out like a new version with some nicer graphics and like a based on a more modern engine and just pull those subscription numbers back up? Or have we gotten to the point now where there's so many of those free to play games that make their money off of microtransactions that there's not really that there's too much competition or something these days?
I
I think
think
there's still a market though, because a lot of people don't want to play the free-to-play games.
I think basically WoW is an aging behemoth and is just counting on the fact that everyone still wants to play WoW and that, we will go play the free to play games and then we will decide they suck and we will come back. And then we will play WoW and we will give them our money for 6 months and then we will remember why we stopped playing WoW. But they don't care because they got our money for those 6 months and they know they'll get it again next year for 6 months. So they don't. And then the other side of that too is I think they have jumped the shark in terms of listening to the internet. I
What
think
do you
they're
mean?
trying to be too many things to too many people. They want to make the Uber gamers happy, but they also want to make the casuals happy, but they also want to make the people in the middle happy, and so they want to make the game be everything to everyone. And I think all they succeed in doing is irritating everyone.
Interesting. I've known 3 people that have started back up and quit, and it's all been for social reasons.
Yeah.
They
Well, I mean,
miss that social interaction with like their clanmates or whatever, and that's why they started back up. And then they're like, "Oh, this sucks,"
yes. Yes.
and then drop right back out.
Yeah, I mean I started back up to hang out with my guildies and played for a little while and the people I'm closest to ended up not having the time to play and the game was not compelling enough to make me want to play the game.
It was the people that were compelling, and then when the people weren't there, you're like, fuck it.
Yes, exactly. Well, especially there's free-to-play content now that's, quality-wise just as good, if not better, than WoW. It's just a matter of finding your community, or the other problem is, you have your friends who you played WoW with. Trying to convince all of them to go to this other game is really difficult. Because you have the person who played WoW for the PvP, and they don't want to play this game because the PvP sucks. Then you have the person who played WoW for the intricate trees, which don't exist anymore, by the way, and they don't want to play this game because you can't choose your own skills enough. So it's really hard to get a whole guild from WoW into a new game. It's been my experience anyway. Plus, we're all getting older, and our kids have frickin' baseball practice and crap like that, and that makes it hard.
I also feel like there's more games these days. Like,
I would agree with that.
I mean, I have the PS4 and I use that, but over Christmas I picked up a Steam Link and a Steam controller because a lot of my friends are actually not in the PlayStation ecosystem, and I was like, well, I like the social aspect of gaming and I don't get much of that. So, and there are some games that just aren't available on
You're our
consoles.
only friend on the PlayStation Network, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
If we check our friends list, it's just you.
I know, and I've been
I'll be your friend, Katie.
Aw, thanks. You
Yeah,
can see my children play. You see
If
my
I had a
children play
PlayStation,
Skylanders and Lego and
watch Netflix. You seem to watch Netflix quite a lot on your PlayStation.
yes, well, it's the only thing we have in the apartment that watches Netflix. So
But man, oh man, especially during the Steam Winter Sale, but $30, even not during the Winter Sale, $30 can get you just a massive amount of games that you can't get on either the Xbox or the PS4. I mean, games just are not that cheap on those other platforms.
no, agreed. And one of the cool things about Steam too is because it's that interwoven network. You can be playing Terraria and see that Tom is playing Left 4 Dead 2 and be like, yo, let's play Left 4 Dead 2 co-op. And, you don't have to have chosen to play the same game. And you can still see who's on. You get that with Blizzard a little bit because you have the real ID system now. So if someone's playing StarCraft and you're playing Warcraft, you can still talk. But, Steam is just, definitely brings together the community a little bit.
Yeah, or if Peter is playing Commander Keen, you can go, wait, what year is it?
Does Peter often play Commander Keen?
I have played it several times since it was gifted to me by a certain Mr. Thomas Miller.
Well, you posted that you wanted it, so
Yeah,
I was
well,
like,
I didn't actually expect somebody to actually buy it for me, so that was awfully nice of you.
Well, I didn't expect somebody to send me fruitcake, so.
There you go. Yes, and if somebody had told you a couple years ago that you'd actually like this fruitcake,
I never really despised fruitcake like some people.
Peter is a fruitcake evangelist.
Yeah.
totally. I am all about spreading the fruitcake love.
One day, Peter and Jim will move into the same state, and they'll open a restaurant that specializes in scrapple and fruitcake.
And butter cake.
And they'll have
Delicious
5
butter
customers, but those customers will be so loyal.
And they
But
will
then
also
they'll
be
die
so
early.
Diabetic.
yes. Yes, and the running joke between Jim and I is that we are slowly trying to kill each other with diabetes.
It's diabetes.
Yes, that too. So yes, we will have several loyal customers who are all enormous and dying early.
I didn't
So-
cook anything over the break because I was sick for all of December.
Aww.
And I didn't want to get people sick, and my mom's like, you know what, I got Christmas dinner handled. Please don't bring anything.
Especially yourself and your awful dirty germs.
Well, I didn't get to go to Christmas with my family either because I had to work.
Aw.
I'm sorry.
It made me sad. But, job, money, good. I like my new job, so.
What is your new job?
I work in a craft store.
Oh, this is the yarn store.
Yep, close enough, yes.
Yeah.
I work
Well,
in a nationwide chain of craft stores.
Well, I think you were telling me about the job, or you were talking about it on G Plus or something, and you mentioned that there would be copious amounts of yarn for you to buy.
Yes.
Is it hard to be around all of that?
So far, I've done really well at not buying all the things. Most of what I've bought has been like stuff for the kids, like when the Christmas stuff gets marked down to 80%,
Ooh,
like
fun.
the little like sets and stuff. Like I got them a set to make their own bouncy balls that I snagged when it was, $3.50 or something, and then So for the most part, what I have spent money on has been stuff for the kids. I've bought a couple of things that I've regretted. Don't ever buy chocolate from there. It's not.
No.
I did not enjoy it.
Okay.
No.
Yes, that's why it's not a food store.
No, it's really not a food store.
No.
Unless you're making a cake. And then, you can get your cake accoutrement. That's fine.
Right,
But, like, snacks
you wouldn't
in the
the cake
checkout-
itself.
Don't yeah. I did not enjoy their off-brand of chocolate. But everything else was really cool and really cheap, and yeah. But I think what's saving me, Jenny, is that I live in such a small space right now that I can, as I'm working during the day, walk by something and say, oh, I need that, or oh, I want that. And then as I'm getting ready to go, and, like I can shop for a half an hour before I leave or whatever, after I've clocked out, I say to myself, where am I going to put that? And I think, I don't know yet, but I think I've been giving myself permission to get a few of those things once I have a bigger place. So it may all come back and bite me on the ass. I don't know. But so far I've been pretty good about, I have a ton of yarn, so I haven't bought any yarn since I've been working there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like I said, I've bought crafts for the kids. I bought a lot of their Christmas presents came from the we have like a Discovery Channel section and a Smithsonian section, so they got like crystals to grow, and they got a microscope, and they got the balls. They got some of those pegs that you iron, that you make a design and then you iron them, the perler bead thingies. So yeah, a lot of their Christmas presents came from there, but I've not bought a ton of stuff for myself, so far iron will.
No, you can't say you haven't bought any yarn since you've been working there. I know better.
Did I buy yarn?
You did.
Are you sure?
Yes, I was there.
I used to think I was doing really well when I worked at the clothing store to not buy a lot of clothing, but since I haven't worked there for over a year and still 80% of my clothes are from that store, I think maybe I bought...
More than you realized?
Yeah, I think I bought a lot of stuff there.
See, I don't buy anything from work because they don't sell anything that I can actually buy.
Yeah, my work now has stuff, but I mean, what am I gonna do with a valve or a helium detector?
I'm sure you can figure something out.
You would detect helium, obviously.
Yes, but then I'd have to
Totally.
get helium.
Well, one step at a time, Jenny.
That would be a fun GXG. We could all suck helium balloons and then do the show.
We could sing barbershop quartets while we suck helium.
Like
I could get you the
chipmunks.
really pure stuff, you
Exactly.
guys.
The good shit.
None of that
Indeed.
cut helium that you get on the open market.
Exactly. You don't know what they put in there. Could be baking helium.
Is there such a thing?
Helium?
It's like baking soda, but
But helium.
yeah, it's to make your cakes lighter.
Literally.
I don't think it works that way.
That would be awesome if you could put helium in those little bubbles instead of carbon dioxide.
I
Get
think,
something besides baking soda,
Jenny, I think you have a new science project.
and then when you eat the cake, your voice goes high.
I'm afraid.
You should totally work on that.
And also
That would be
intrigued.
awesome.
I know. I wonder if I can get a helium tank for my kegerator instead of CO2 or nitrogen.
They have those hilarious German videos with the people with the helium beer.
Oh, there is such a thing?
Oh, they're funny. I don't know if it's real or not, though. It looks fake. Because I don't think you can dissolve that much helium in a beer.
Well, how much helium do you think you could dissolve into a beer?
Well, because helium's lighter, and so it's going to be harder to dissolve. It'd have to be really cold.
Would you have to do it in a pressurized environment?
You have to anyway.
And
Oh, yeah.
space.
Because I'm stupid, right?
No, you're just not an alcohol person.
No, I'm not an alcoholic.
Jenny, what geeky things have you been doing in 2015? We never really got past Katie's games, actually.
Yeah, I was thinking this.
I asked you what you were doing.
Well, games-wise?
Anyways,
Anyways,
geeky-wise.
Oh, okay. Because games-wise, I've only played essentially 2.
Well,
Well, one was Fallout 4?
Fallout?
4, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the other was Hero Clash Star Wars thing.
Hero Clash. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Like Clash Heroes? I don't remember what it's called.
This is game about these heroes, and they get
So
in a
you
fight.
have Star Wars characters, and then you fight them against each other.
Did you kill Jar Jar?
He's not in it.
Oh, good.
I don't know what game that is.
It's
don't
called
either.
Heroes.
Heroes.
Well, we
But
could
it's
be
not
heroes
just called
just
Heroes.
for one day.
I thought Heroes was a really bad show
Only after season
That
2.
they rebooted?
and got canceled again.
Oh, did
Did it?
Yeah.
Wait, did it get canceled in that they're not even going to bother finishing the series they've got, or canceled in that they're just not renewing it for next year?
I don't know. I saw a Reddit headline saying Heroes Reborn canceled, and I didn't bother to read it.
Not Clash Galaxy. Oh, no, it's gone.
Oh, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Okay.
Yes, that's what it was.
There you
Galaxy.
go. Oh, you're playing that on your
Galaxy.
iPad?
Yes.
iPads can do everything now.
I didn't know I could play it on something else.
One of my friends has an iPad, one of their new ones. It's first of all, it's gigantic, and it's meant to be a laptop replacement. And I mean, like
it's a
he
Pro.
uses it like a lap. Yes, he uses it like a laptop. It's insane.
I use my laptop like a laptop, so.
Twice as expensive as a laptop.
I don't get to use my laptop much anymore because it mostly plays Minecraft and watches YouTube.
Just on its own.
Hmm
Well, you know, laptops get very particular tastes.
It also has junk all over the screen, which is driving me crazy. If you see me like reaching up to the screen, it's because
Because there's crap there.
well, hopefully it's not actual crap.
Well, I should hope not, yes.
You never can tell though with kids.
This is one of the first times I've used my laptop this year. Since we moved, like, I barely...
See, and I
just kinda put it
actually
away.
got to the point where I and said, you know what, I'm not using the laptop at all anymore. I'm not using the Microsoft Surface at all anymore, so I'm just getting rid of these. And
I'm on the cusp of doing that,
so,
getting rid of a bunch of old stuff that I don't use.
yeah, well, I went through the closet and got rid of a whole bunch of old crap. That took a long time. It was
Yeah.
packed.
I remember
full.
the pictures.
Yes, the picture's full of things practically falling out of the closet. Now, let's see.
Was your closet clean?
It is a lot more clean now than it has been in a very long time, probably since we moved into this house. Yeah. I had to make a few trips down to the electronics recycling center in the county.
I would have to probably make 3 very large truckloads of trips to get rid of all of the crap in here.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
that old game cabinet behind you would be one trip all by itself.
You guys need a Commodore 64? I can set you up.
Do you
I'm-
have the game with the castle and the jumping and the teleporting? Never mind. I give up.
maybe
I
the-
surrender.
Oh,
Yeah,
that game.
yes, I do have that one. I think it's called a Castle Teleport Jump.
Maybe Crystal Castles?
Do any of you guys watch? Yes, Crystal Castles. Phineas and
I
Ferb.
loved that one.
Phineas and Ferb make a game and they just call it Jump and Duck.
Mm.
What do you do in this game?
You
You
jump
jump.
and you duck.
And you duck at the appropriate times, as they
Oh.
have to explain to their sister. You have to do it at the appropriate times. You can't just.
Can you jump and duck at the same time?
Probably. I mean, you can in Mario, so.
Yeah, it just looks like you're holding your knees.
Yep, like you're doing a cannonball or something.
Okay.
Mm.
Hmm. See, and other
Yeah.
things, I've been learning to play the ukulele.
How is that coming along?
Actually, pretty well. I'm not good, but I'm not horrible.
Give us a tune then.
I can't, the ukulele is in the other room, and there is somebody in the house that is sleeping.
Oh. What time is it?
About 10:30.
Oh, okay. That's acceptable. Yeah.
Really? Because I had somebody who's been sleeping since 7:30 here.
And what is his problem? I'm presuming it's
Stayed up since who knows when last night writing.
That's an acceptable excuse, in my
Okay.
opinion.
yeah.
Writing thesis, writing the great American novel,
Writing his
Writing-
memoirs, losing his hearing.
screenplay.
No, he was writing, writing what I guess a manuscript is what you would call it, like a paper to be published about the program that he wrote.
Oh,
Oh, that's
cool.
cool. A
What's
white paper?
No, just a
That's racist.
paper.
What's the program that he wrote?
It takes NMR spectra of small molecules and combines them into mixtures optimally.
So it's like a non-nutritive food varnish.
Well, that way you don't have to deconvolute and I mean, it would have been really helpful if we had it when we were in grad school.
Well, why didn't he write it earlier?
I don't know.
Slacker.
Seriously.
I know.
It's like he didn't know exactly what to do beforehand.
I think that you're supposed to go into grad school knowing everything. That's how they treated us.
I mean, clearly, hello.
Hey, are you guys watching The Expanse?
I'm on episode 3, I think.
I am not yet.
So
It
is
is.
it
It's yet another thing on my list of things that I should be watching that I'm
It's
not.
very good.
It's very good.
did you finish it?
Well, I'm up to date. There,
Is
it's
it
still
getting-
it's ongoing.
So it hasn't gotten dumb yet?
No, it is.
I like
the
how
best-
you say yet as if you're expecting it to be done at some point.
Well, no, I mean even BSG had 3 really solid seasons and then just
Oh,
took
yeah.
a complete shit at the end, and so it's not unimaginable that they'll do the same thing with The Expanse. But so far it's been really solid. It's been very good.
I've been shocked. I don't understand what's happening at the Sci-Fi Channel, but it's almost like they've gone back to doing science fiction.
I know. That's what I said. I told Holly
Or
when
one
because
television
we downloaded the pilot for free and watched it, and we finished, and I was like, "Holy shit! This is a science fiction show."
Yeah, and
What's
like
it going on Sci-Fi?
we watched it on. I think we watched one of them on either like the Sci-Fi website or on Hulu or something, and so there were ads for other sci-fi shows that like look good.
Really?
I'm so confused. Yeah, let me check.
Are they doing The Magicians too?
Yes, that was one of them, I think.
Have you seen that?
I've just have seen previews for it.
Have you? The Expanse is really good. Question mark?
This is why we love you, Martin.
12 Monkeys. They're doing a 12 Monkeys show.
Okay.
Expand.
Oh yeah. Is that? It's on.
The previews look pretty solid. Hunters. I can't remember if that's one of the ones we saw a preview for and thought it looked cool or not. And Childhood's End, isn't that a Arthur C. Clarke story? Did I
Sounds
just
like
pick
it.
that up in my head.
Hmm.
Who wrote Childhood's End?
It sounds like her. I'd say for certain one way or the
Arthur
other.
C.
but
Clarke.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're correct.
Yay! Geek points.
Good job.
Total.
Oh, so speaking of geek points, I'm leaving tomorrow to go to a sci-fi con.
Nice.
And
Where?
which one are you going to?
Boston. It's called Aresia.
Ooh.
It's I've never been before, but some of my friends that go to Balticon and some of my friends who I met at Worldcon a couple years ago go, and we're like, oh, you have to come, and I was like, wait, you want me to come to Boston
In the winter?
in January? No.
Another time.
They promised me that I wouldn't have to leave the hotel if it was too cold to do so. So
Wait, but that's like coming to Florida in the middle of summer.
that's fine with me.
Because it's hot.
Yeah, that's fine, but cold, not so much.
Hmm.
So The Expanse. What else are you guys watching that you are enjoying or not enjoying?
I've been watching Gallivant because it's been recording.
Oh, is that on again?
Yes, it's on again.
What is
Believe it or-
that?
It's awful.
It's adorable.
It's off. I mean, it makes Peter Porker, the Amazing Spider-Ham, look
No.
like high art.
Damn it, it's the
I like it.
spectacular
Like,
Spider-Ham, Tom.
fun
Spectacular
and adorable.
Spider-Ham.
All right, well, this
And quite frankly,
the fact that Tom thinks it's awful and Jenny thinks it's adorable pretty much tells me everything I need to know.
Gallivant is
I think
humorous musical based in storybook times.
kind of, yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? It's this new season is better than last season, which isn't really
Oh,
saying
yeah,
all
it has
that
to have
much.
a new season. They left on a cliffhanger.
Totally.
Have you
But
guys watched Silicon Valley?
No.
Yes. I watched
it's
part
so
of the first
funny.
season, I think.
It's so funny, Peter. You should watch it.
It is really
hilarious.
funny. I love the guy who plays the guy who owns the house. He's hilarious.
Oh,
He's
me
been in a
too.
couple of things since then, too.
Yeah,
Ah.
I listened to some of his stand-up recently. It's weird.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So who are we talking about?
T.J. Miller?
Hooker.
This is not William Shatner, Tom. I don't think he ever did stand up.
Since sci-fi is starting to do sci-fi again, will they change their name back to sci-fi? Ask Martin Watson of the internet.
I wondered about that as well.
No, they won't,
No.
because they can't copyright it, patent it, trademark it. They can't trademark sci-fi.
Is
That's
that
why they changed it.
in the first
Yeah.
place?
Because sci-fi originally was too generic a name.
Because executives are stupid assholes.
And
Because
also
they
because
don't
wrestling
wanna
is not
pigeonhole
science
themselves.
fiction.
Well,
Well,
I don't know.
kind of is.
Wrestling is science fiction when
It's
it's
fiction. It's not science fiction.
You have to use a lot of science to make sure you don't actually hurt each other.
And it's totally fiction. So,
But they do hurt each
Therefore-
other.
well, not purposefully.
What did I see? I saw that what's the big wrestling yearly match called?
WrestleMania?
WrestleMania. Yes, absolutely, WrestleMania. I saw something that said that the number of wrestlers from like the 1990 WrestleMania who had died since then was like 4 times the number of the NFL football players who played at the 1990 Super Bowl who had died.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of dead people.
It's a lot of dead wrestlers.
Because of concussions, or just in general they just died?
Well, like a lot of them commit suicide.
Oh, that's no fun.
And, well, because they have brain damage, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there's a lot of like painkiller drugs that those guys get hooked on and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
There's a new study out that says that marijuana can actually help cure people who are addicted to narcotics.
Interesting.
Yeah, I read an article the other day that had links to like all the most recent reasons that we should all just shut up and get over it and legalize it everywhere.
We already did.
Well,
Here.
yes, you did in Colorado.
We're over it.
I live in Texas.
Some of us live in the South. In fact,
Yeah.
everyone here but you.
Exactly.
God damn it. Well,
Exactly.
you guys should move. Then we can do this in person.
Isn't Colorado cold?
It's about 20 out.
That seems
That's
cold.
cold.
15 maybe. It might be 15. I don't know.
15.
I don't know. Let me see.
That's like if you take the temperature here and then add a little, take away.
Divide by 3.
No, you like take away a little mark.
A digit?
No, just take away the thing from the 7, so it's a 1.
Oh, okay. Now that makes sense.
It's 26, guys.
I was
Lights
making
out.
sense.
Jenny always makes sense to herself.
She does.
It's actually only 31 here, so it's not significantly warmer, but
Oh, gee, now I have to know what it is here.
Hey, I finally saw The Martian last week.
yeah, and what did you think?
It was hilarious. It was one of the best comedies I have watched in quite a while.
I kind of agree with you.
I thought it was good. I didn't really understand, and I need to reread the novel. I didn't understand why they had to make the captain of the ship go out and rescue him, because I'm pretty sure that's not how it went down in the book.
So
I'm
I
pretty sure-
haven't read the book or watched the movie.
Oh, well, spoilers.
Spoilers,
job, Tom.
He gets home.
I think
It's
in the book
52
there is.
here.
I think there's a complication, but I think you're right. I think they don't handle it the same way as they do in the movie. Because I read the book like right before I saw the movie.
There is a
They don't want to hire as
complication.
many actors.
Yeah. Well, no, because they had the 2 guys in the airlock that were going to be in the airlock anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no reason why they needed.
Another.
Yeah. There's no reason why her character specifically needed to be personally responsible, and that may be kind of one of the ways that Hollywood plays to the stupid American audience, that they assume that the American audience is not going to understand that the captain who is captaining the ship is doing a pretty important job.
Without going out and rescuing
Right.
Matt Damon.
Right.
Right.
Just like a general, even if they're not leading the charge, is probably doing some stuff behind the scenes that is,
Pretty damn important.
a little bit crucial.
Do you know what I like to pretend, though, having seen The Martian and also Interstellar?
Oh, please tell us.
Uh-oh.
I like to pretend that Matt Damon's character in Interstellar is the same character from The Martian, and that's why he goes berserk and tries to kill everybody to get off this planet, because he's like, fuck that, I've already been abandoned on a planet once. This time I don't care who I've got to kill to get the fuck off of here.
Well, thank you for ruining Interstellar, which I haven't seen.
There's that no.
And
Interstellar
no,
came
that
out like
didn't
3
ruin
years
the damn
ago.
thing.
Did you see the memes about how much money Americans have spent to rescue Matt Damon?
Yes.
I saw something that
Because
said
there was Saving Private Ryan and Interstellar and Martian.
No, I think the bigger question is what is it about Matt Damon that makes him need to be rescued?
Well, he's got this cute baby puppy dog face.
Yeah, I think it's you just want to. I mean, other people you could just leave out there and who cares, but
But Matt Damon.
if
Like
it's
if,
Matt
like if it were me trapped on Mars, first of all, I would not have the skills to get myself off of Mars.
right, so you'd still be there.
So I'd still be there. I would starve, and nobody would want to bother coming rescue. They'd be like, Peter, who? How did he get there?
Yeah, you got
No,
yourself.
because if you had gotten to Mars in the first place, you would have the skills to rescue yourself because you would have been an elite astronaut.
He probably stowed away.
Yeah, totally. But that's a pretty elite skill by itself.
No, it's
Peter
like,
was like, I want the astronaut food, nom nom nom.
Hey, it
But-
didn't work well
Totally.
for Leonardo DiCaprio on the Titanic. I don't.
Yeah.
what's the character in Space Quest? Those old CR games, Roger Wilco or whatever.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, he was the janitor. That's how Peter would
Yes.
get there as well.
He'd be a space
He's
janitor.
the space janitor.
That's right. Because you know what? Everywhere you go, people need shit cleaned up.
Think of all the contractors on the Death Star.
Absolutely. There's
Okay,
Peter
we
Tool's
have another question.
Yes.
Would you like to read it, Peter?
I
Do a
would-
voice.
Peter.
Do a voice.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
You've had
No
plenty of time
pressure.
to practice.
No pressure. Okay. Martin says, is it now official that I am one of the only 8 people on the planet who hasn't watched The Martian yet?
And me.
Here,
And
number
see?
7.
So, it's not official, Martin, because
And
Jenny...
Jamie.
See?
It is good, though, and you would enjoy it, I think.
I've seen it twice, and I enjoyed it just as much both times.
There you go, Martin. It is not official, and watch the movie already.
Martin the Martian.
Yes, because you need to make sure Jenny is the last person. on
Right.
Yes.
So that we can
I
mock her
don't want to
endlessly.
watch it until I read the book.
Oh.
I
You
can't
should
read
read
the
the
book
book.
until I finish with the 5 books that I'm already reading.
Okay,
What
could
are
you
the
do
fi- what are
how
the
about
five-
the audiobook? Could you do the audiobook?
I could. I just finished my last audiobook, so I could do a new one.
So what are the books that you are trying to get through first?
Well, maybe I shouldn't do that because it's like series, because I've been reading the Walking Dead series, and I've been reading Chew, and The Lies of Locke Lamora, and what else do I have on here that I've...
The Eyes of
reading.
Loch Lomond?
Lies of Locke Lamora.
Right, Loch Lomond, that's what I said.
It's really good.
Well, what's it about?
It's about this... I don't know, I'm going to say it wrong. Hold on. Let me look up a synopsis. It starts with a kid who has these...
As these things do often.
He's an orphan,
Okay.
and he's able to get people to do things, and he convinces people that he's a really good liar. He doesn't convince them that he is a really good liar. He just is a really good liar. And so he becomes a con artist, and he gets adopted by this guy who trains con artists, and then he becomes too much for this guy, so then he goes into this other guy's tutelage. And it's kind of about that. But it's like this weird city island thing with this pre-existing architectural structures that they don't know how they got built there, but it's like these whole things made out of glass. It's pretty cool.
That sounds cool.
It is
actually.
really cool.
Is it a picturesque fantasy that chronicles the career of Locke Lamora, orphan, thief, and leader of the Gentlemen Bastards?
That sounds like it.
Yeah.
They were called the Gentlemen Bastards.
How can one actually be a bastard and a gentleman at the same time?
You gotta
That's
read
an
the book
excellent
to find
question.
out.
Gentleman is a behavioral thing. I mean, it's
Because-
But isn't bastard also?
He can be.
no, bastard means that your parents weren't married when you were born.
Well, in the colloquial sense, though, you use bastard a little differently.
Yeah, because not all of them were bastards. They're just all orphans.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Is this a period piece?
I
Is
don't
it-
know if you can call it that, considering it's not a real period.
I mean, is it steam? No, it's not steampunk.
It's like a
Alternative
alternative,
history.
yeah, alternative history because it is historical, but they have these weird structures that they don't know how they got there.
Cool.
And the people that built them obviously were super advanced.
Yeah. What is it called again? Something about
Lies-
Locke Lamora?
The Lies of Locke Lamora.
Okay.
And
I,
then- couple of, yeah.
I read Jim Butcher's new steampunkish book,
And how was that?
The Cinder Spires. It's really good, and it has cats in it, but anthropomorphized cats, like the cats can speak.
You mean
Or
like Thundercats?
no, not like Thundercats, like real cats, like your
Oh.
cat or my cat, or
I don't have a cat. I have
well, if
guinea
you had a
pigs.
cat.
But I don't. I have
He
guinea
has
pigs.
guinea pigs.
I have a cat.
So imagine your guinea pigs were cats, and you could talk to them. It's
Well, I
very
do-
similar to that.
But I already talked to my guinea pigs.
Well, no, they could talk to
They
you,
don't
not
talk
you.
back.
Well, they talk to me too. I just can't understand what they're saying.
But imagine you could.
They're saying
okay.
quit annoying us, Peter.
Yeah.
No, what they'd be saying is, feed me. Feed me. I'm so damn hungry. Feed me. 'Cause I am.
You starve them?
No, they're just always hungry.
I could tell by looking at the cat that he hates me.
He's a cat.
All right, good.
That's kind of what cats do.
He just
Yeah.
looks at me like, I don't know why you're touching me. You know that I hate you.
Yeah. That's
Fair
a cat.
enough.
It's great.
And I'm reading The Leviathan Wakes, which is the first book that the Expanse TV show is based on.
Okay, so how many
Okay,
books
cool.
are you people reading at the same time?
I only read one at a time.
Yeah,
No,
'cause-
Really?
that's what I'm reading right now. I finished the Jim Butcher book.
okay, because the way you were talking made it sound like you were reading all these things simultaneously.
No.
And that would really confuse me.
No, you read
No.
one night, one the next night.
Do you know what I
Hold
do
on.
actually? I usually have one nonfiction book going and one fiction book going at the same time because I can keep. One is like the abstract fantasy part of your brain, and the other one is like stuff you actually know or can know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I do it. And I'll tell you one other thing. The British version of the Harry Potter audiobooks are read by Stephen Fry, and they are amazing. They are so good.
Oh, I want to
So-
hear them.
Sophia and I have been driving down
So,
to
can you do
Boulder.
an impersonation of it so we know kind of what it sounds like?
No, but I tell you who he can do an impersonation of. The what's his face, Robert, whoever, the guy who plays Hagrid in the movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Stephen Fry sounds exactly like that dude.
Robbie
Exactly.
Coltrane. I
Yeah,
think.
Robbie Coltrane sounds exactly like him.
Interesting.
And in fact, all of his voices are really good, except the way he does Harry kind of sounds a little milk toasty.
Effeminate.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. His Malfoy is brilliant because Malfoy sounds like some effete snob.
Uh-huh.
Like I like his voice. Of
I could
Malfoy
see
quite a
Fry
lot.
being able to do that really well.
Yeah, it's very good. I highly recommend it. I had to jump through these crazy hoops to buy this thing for Holly on Pottermore because they only wanted to sell me the American version of the audiobooks,
Because you're in America.
which are read by somebody else.
Well, who are they read by here?
I don't know actually. Somebody I might have recognized them. Harry Potter.
Well, I have to be honest, my Hagrid voice is terrible. The boys and I read the first Harry Potter as a bedtime book, and, they would be like, Mommy, do the voices. And, it's bad. Really bad. I
I don't
can't
believe you.
solidly stay on any, one English accent. I go, Scottish, and then I go back to, I don't know, Welsh or something, and it's
See, and I don't know the accents actually well enough to be able to say that I can do any of them properly.
They're actually read by Jim Dale, which is not too terrible, but Jim Dale is no Stephen Fry.
I don't know who Jim Dale is.
I don't either.
He was the narrator on Pushing Daisies. He was in Pete's Dragon. Remember Pete's Dragon, kids?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Anyway,
So who was he in Pete's Dragon?
let's see.
The kid.
No, I think. Is it? Oh, for God's sake. That's the first movie I ever saw in a movie theater, by the way.
Mine was Indiana Jones.
Nice.
The first movie I can remember seeing in a movie theater was Dune.
He was
Mine-
Dr. Terminus.
E.T.
I have very small memories of Indiana Jones, but E.T. was the first one I remember. My cousins and I were allowed to go in by ourselves.
Oh.
Hmm
I don't remember E.T. The first one I remember was Snow White.
I think it's possible that my grandmother was sitting like 2 rows behind us, but I know that me and my cousins were like on a row, and that me and my male cousin, who's my age, both cried at the end. So
Mm.
yeah,
As you
At
should.
the end of Indiana Jones?
E.T.
Oh, E.T. No,
I'll be right here.
Indiana Jones, it's over. Oh.
No.
Oh, the Nazis are on fire.
What happened to the boulder?
There were so many things about Indiana Jones that I totally missed as a kid. Like all of the like religious overtones, and I had no idea what any of that crap was. I just was totally lost on me.
I think we might have had this conversation, and this is a slight tangent, but related to what you're talking about, Katie. I think we might have had this conversation before. How old were you when you realized that was Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen in Star Wars? When Luke goes back,
Oh.
and there's like this
Oh.
smoldering corpse
Yeah,
on the ground?
I don't know how old I was.
Me neither.
That is not something I remembered seeing.
But,
it the
but
first
it's
time.
I
certainly
don't
not
think
something
I
I
knew
picked
that
up
when
the
I
very
was a
first
kid.
time.
Yeah, I don't think I watched them that much. I mean, like I think I saw them all once or twice as a kid, but they were not on the Springle Family Watch All the Freaking Time list.
Yeah.
So what was on the Springle Family Watch All the Freaking Time list?
Back to the
Great
Future,
name for a list.
Okay.
Terminator 2,
Okay.
Running Scared.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that one.
Well, we'll just have to watch it then, because it is the second best Christmas movie ever.
I don't know. Rare Exports is now my favorite Christmas movie of all time.
I
So
don't,
Die Hard.
well, yes, obviously Die Hard, but it's a different genre than Die Hard. It's a different experience.
all right. So what was the name of this thing?
Running Scared. Billy
Running
Crystal
Scared.
and Gregory Hines.
Okay, I'm writing this down.
It's a buddy cop movie. It's fantastic.
All right. Gregory Hines. Okay, I can get
It
behind
also
that.
has one of my favorite all-time, like, I think it was one of the like first movies that I recognized that movies could be like quotable. There's a line in it where Billy Crystal is arguing with his ex-wife, and she yells at him. And in fact, he has a baseball in his house, Peter, and she's giving him a hard time about his baseball, paraphernalia.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "When are you ever going to grow up?" And he says, "Why? I don't like grown-ups." And that was like my first movie quote line that I was like, "That's genius. I'm going to say that all the time now."
Yes. And thus Katie was ruined for life.
Yeah, that was all the fault of Billy Crystal.
I hate when I do that.
Billy Crystal?
Well, like Crystal reference anyway. It's got that
Oh.
whole I hate when I do that routine. Anyway.
So yeah, Back to the Future, Terminator 2. We had like a half dozen movies that we had on VHS that my dad recorded off of DirecTV onto VHS when he bought the movie, because he felt strongly that if he had paid for the movie, that he was going to, by God, record it on VHS. So we had all these great movies that were slightly mislabeled because Dad's bad with movie titles. I think I've talked about this before on GXG, actually.
I don't remember hearing this.
Like we had I can't remember. I used to know a couple of them. Oh, so there's this bad like 80s movie that I think has Corey Haim in Fast Cars or something. That's called Fast Getaway. I have to Google this now and make sure I'm getting it right.
Well, there were a lot of bad
Getaway.
80s movies with Corey Haim, so...
And I didn't actually watch it that much. Yes, it was Corey Haim. I see him already. So there's this 1993 movie with Corey Haim called Fast Getaway. Our VHS copy was labeled Quick Escape.
Well, it's close.
Yes.
He obviously made an effort.
The Danny DeVito movie with I think it was Bette Midler, Other People's Money,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Someone Else's Money.
Well, That's accurate enough.
So yeah, I mean, like if you were fluent in the way my dad's brain worked and
It
knew the
made
movie
total
title
sense.
might be slightly altered, then you could find whatever you're looking for. No problem. So yes. Um, I don't know. You'd have to ask my baby sister what else we watched all the time because she was the worst about like watching TV because she was the littlest, so nobody ever like paid attention to her and made her get off the TV and do her homework and stuff. That's why she's so terrible. She's just useless now. She's not like successful and awesome or anything like that.
No, of course not.
Mm-mm.
No. See, because I think the movie I most remember like wearing out a VHS tape of, like when I was a lot smaller.
Aliens. We had Aliens too.
Oh, yeah, that. No, I was thinking the Brave Little Toaster.
Yeah, I don't think we had that.
Which, by the way, is totally underappreciated as a classic.
Duly noted.
Just saying.
So Sophia watched The Brave Little Toaster. I think when she was 4. I think it was before kindergarten. I think it was their last year of preschool. And she came home, and she was trying to explain the plot to Holly and I. So take the plot of The Brave Little Toaster and then run that through a 4-year-old's brain.
Yeah.
And Holly and I are like, what the hell is she talking? There's no way this can possibly be a movie.
Yes.
And then it took like 2 days, and we figured out what it was. But yeah, she loved it.
So, can you give us a synopsis of how
I
it
don't
sounded?
remember. I wish I'd written it down, but it was
Oh,
hilarious.
Well, maybe you could ask her yourself.
I'll ask her if she remembers it. She might give me the same synopsis.
Well, if you need a copy, just let me know.
But she's on Harry Potter now, so those days are behind her.
You never leave the Brave Little Toaster behind.
I don't think I've ever seen The Brave Little Toaster.
Because if you leave the Brave Little Toaster behind, the Brave Little Toaster will come and find you.
Oh dear.
That sounds like a great movie.
Yeah.
It totally is.
Well, it's kind of the plot.
Yeah. The whole plot is these appliances going out to find their former owner.
That's creepy as fuck.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
It's kind of it has a sort of like proto Toy Story vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a
A
little
lot
bit.
of
Except
respects.
none of them are actually toys.
No, but in
There's
terms
a
of
toaster, an electric
Wait, you didn't have
blanket.
a toaster toy?
no, in terms
Yeah,
of
that was the one I
inanimate
stuck the
objects
fork
left
in all the
behind.
The anthropomorphism.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. You got it, Katie. You know what I'm talking
Good
about.
job.
Here.
But yes, I am writing down Brave Little Toaster as something that Katie needs to watch.
Okay, right after you watch Running Scared.
Okay, you got it.
It's also got fantastic 80s music in it, by the way.
Oh, speaking of fantastic 80s movies,
Oh dear.
watched Action Jackson not long ago. And I gotta say, as bad as it was so damned entertaining. And it just needed a few more good one-liners, really.
All right.
I
Can
watched a horrible movie recently.
What was that?
It was the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh, God. Oh, Lumpy.
Love it.
Why?
Love it.
So did you guys watch those edits of the prequels where they took all of the silly stuff out?
Mm-mm.
No.
Did somebody
It's-
make good movies out of the prequels?
Was it 7 minutes long?
No, but no, they took quite a lot out. But here's what I thought was really interesting, and it worked to make the movies much more palpable. They took out all of the goofy shit and the fart jokes and all that stuff.
And Jar Jar.
No, but what they did was they took out all of Jar Jar's dialogue and they dubbed in an alien voice and they gave him subtitles.
Nice.
Really?
And it made it much, much better.
Hmm.
Not perfect, but better.
You're going to have to link these to us so we can...
I'll see if I can find them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you need to. Yeah.
You know what didn't have subtitles?
What didn't have subtitles?
The Star Wars Holiday Special.
Should it have had subtitles?
It had a bunch of Wookiees talking to each other. I can't.
Are you
I can't
saying that you
speak
don't
like
speak
they
Wookiee?
speak.
Okay.
No, I do not.
You don't
I
speak
can't
Wookiee?
do that.
Are you
No.
not familiar with the vernacular of the planet Kashyyyk?
I'm not. The cat can do it.
Okay.
But
We
I'm
saw
sure
a guy
he
on
understood.
Stanley's Real Superhumans who could speak wolf. My boys and I have been growling at each other ever since.
I do speak whale, though.
Gee, I wish I could speak whale. Good. Guys, I think I'm fading.
Yeah, I think it's called Balance of the Force. By the
Okay.
name of those fan edits.
Okay.
I'll try to find it. I was on Google Plus. I read about it.
Well,
So
you know what? For us four old people being out of practice for over a year in doing this whole Hangouts thing, I think we did pretty good, and it's been like almost an hour and a half, so I think we've
Yeah,
earned
it's fine.
ourselves a respite.
That sounds
like
like a
it.
long time.
I like hanging out with you guys online. We should do it more often.
Definitely.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm sorry, Martin, that we're abandoning you, but I'm going to go ahead and stop the broadcast.
Good
And
night,
your aura
Martin.
made
Bye, Martin.